Nice. Hey, welcome back to Dukes on Twitch. Back today with a Legacy Dark Depths League and Decktech. This is straight from the man himself, Negator77's list. So I've been really enjoying it. I've played it a few times on stream before, and I think just because Maverick, I think, is in an okay spot. It's obviously doing a lot of fair things when the format's in a pretty unfair spot right now, especially with a lot of these Tibalt Shardless Agent variants running around. So I thought I would try to go under them with Dark Depths, and then also have some pretty nice outs to Tibalt in something like Pithy Needle, which is kind of cool. So Depths is a really interesting a deck for Legacy. I know that when it first came about, it was kind of laughed at, which is interesting. And obviously from the kind of slow Depths variant that I believe Eli Crassus took to a top finish at SCG. It's obviously got a little bit faster. You might have seen the black-green slow depths variants with Mox Diamond, Dark Depths, and Dark Confidant. And then, of course, the faster variants with Lotus Petal, Evil Spirit Guide. So, this has been a really cool shift towards the deck, and Tom's obviously done very well with it. Recently, I think he got 62 trophies with it, which is pretty sweet, but awesome to see. The jig is always up. A huge thank you for the sub. 11 months is cool. And you know what? If you make it to 12, I will do a co-stream with you, and we'll play some Delver, because I know that you want some Delver on this channel. So I would be, I would love to have you on the stream and play some Delver, which would be pretty cool. Hexmage is also a nice little out to Planeswalkers, which is pretty nice. So if I do want to trade it with the Tibalt, then I definitely can. I think for the most part, I kind of just have to not worry about Tibalt and try to go around it. I don't believe Tibalt has a big impact on this deck, but we will see. Tibalt coming down turn, as early as turn 1 is a little bit scary. So we'll have to do some sort of work to play around it. But for now, really happy to see Tom still on this deck. I do also have his sideboard guide, which is really cool, and he has this as just a general public kind of viewing document, which is cool, so anyone can use it. It's probably not up to date, but I think BUG Control is probably where I want to be with how I want to side against the Tibalt decks, but the Needle I'll probably keep in, just because of how it's changed towards the Tibalts. But yeah, this should be really fun. Quickly close this, get into stream. I haven't streamed it a little while, so it's like trying to get back into it. We're playing with play points, playing Sultai Depths, nice. We can go over to the in-game, very cool. Stifle Stopping Cascade is also pretty interesting, which is nice, especially if these if we do play against the variants that are trying to use Simian Spirit Guides and Elvish Spirit Guides to really churn out an early Shardless Agent, or I think it's called Arcane Plea. It's the 1 white and 2 enchantment that gives Exalted, but also has Cascade. So that's pretty cool. Should be pretty cool. Six trophies for Clog W. Hey Tim Grant, welcome. I hope you're well. Hope you're having a nice weekend. Or, yeah, it should be weekend where you are. Or maybe even, yeah. Looking forward to this. I haven't really streamed around this time before, so hopefully I meet some new people in chat. Would be very cool. I believe it's currently Friday night in the US at around 10 p.m. or just past, so... Whew. I haven't got this version in paper yet. I do have slow depths in paper, but just the green-black version. I haven't got the version with the mana confluences, the gemstone mines, so... It would be nice, because there's not too much difference. I mean, if we have these, yes, yes, yes. Yeah, it's really just the mana base, which I think is a little bit expensive. I think mana confluence is used in Pioneer, if I'm correct. And then Gemstone Mine, of course, is a pretty cool card in a lot of Dredge decks. This is the one you built, Lord Darkview. Very cool. It definitely seems like the best variant right now. I mean, if Tom's playing it, I'm definitely going to take his word for it. 16km, we played against 16km the other day on my D&T stream. And what do we have here? We have a turn 2 Hex Mage, or we have a turn 1 Sylvan Scrying. I don't mind this hand. We have some interaction in Wasteland as well. It is a turn 3 Dark Depths. We're on the draw, so if we draw an Urborg, we could go turn 1 Sylvan Scrying, turn 2 Dark Depths Hex Mage, which is kind of nice. Pretty keen to keep this. Yeah. So in hand we have, yeah, turn 1 Scrying, turn 2 Hex Mage, turn 3 Dark Depths, and then a backup Hex Mage, which is kind of nice. I think Urborg is just our best draw. Maybe Crop Rotation. Crop Rotation isn't too bad as well, because it means we can go turn 2 Hex Mage, hold up Crop Rotation through Elvish Spirit Guide. Big Geek, this is not Abzan Maverick, apologies. But hopefully soon. I should be back to it tomorrow morning when I stream. So in pretty much 20 hours from now. Wooded Foothills Pass. Inquisition. Inquisition's kind of nice because I get to see what my opponent's on. And it doesn't really change things. If I'm going turn 1 Scrying for Dark Depths, then turn 2 I'm still playing Hex Mage, and then turn 3 I'm going off. And this way I'm kind of just doing the same thing. I'm just doing the Scrying on turn 3 if I want. I think Inquisition is fine, just to see what my opponent's on, and if they have any counter magic, then it's great to be able to nab that. This is going to be Enchantress, which I believe we knew about. I believe we played against this before. The On Thin Ice is interesting because it makes me want to play the Hex Mages out when we actually have the Dark Depths online. So I don't mind just going after their draw effects here in the Enchantress's presence. I don't think I really care about this. I don't believe they have any way to play the enchantments at instant speed, like through Flash, so I think I am just going to take the Enchantress's presence because knowing about the On Thin Ice makes it a lot less of a threat. So we know about these 4. Cool deck though. So we played against this on Maverick, and games 1 and 2 were pretty tough because they were able to get out a Doomwake Giant and just start wiping my board, which was it was actually a really cool match. If you do want to watch it, you can see it on my YouTube channel. You'll be able to find it at youtube.com/DugsOnTwitch, and that'll be the latest Abzan Maverick League. Probably just Ground Seal. Okay. I guess Urborg still does it here. Urborg would be nice. Another Scrying. it's definitely going for Dark Depths this turn. Just wondering how I want to use my mana. I don't want to show the Wasteland yet, so I'm just going to go for Gemstone Mine into Scrying. I could play the Depths if I wanted to and use the Elvish Spirit Guide, but I'm happy here just to get Dark Depths and pass back. I guess the one card that I have to worry about is the 3 mana enchantment that allows me not to attack, or Solitary Confinement. Yeah, Elephant Grass is also interesting. I'm not sure what my best ways are to beat that in game 1. Sterling Grove is pretty good. Oh, this is interesting. They attacked instead of holding up Sterling Grove, so I currently have an out of drawing Pithing Needle to name Sterling Grove, which would be pretty sweet. Sylvan Scrying. Okay. I only currently have... So you know about Thin Ice. They have 2 cards in hand. I only have 1 Wasteland in the deck, and it's in hand. The only way that I can Wasteland twice is if I Scrying for Thespian Stage, copy it, but that's just a bit too much time. Elephant Grass is black creatures can't attack you, non-black creatures can't attack you unless their controller pays 2. Okay, so that's like I have to win through Elvish Spirit Guides, which is pretty funny. It might just be Wasteland and then Hexmage. Because my opponent can do this in upkeep and get a card that they want. Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind going for Savannah, and then perhaps not even showing that I have the Hexmage. Maybe seeing if I can go for a line with Thespian Stage as well. I don't know that I want to put out the Hexmage knowing that they have the On Thin Ice. But they don't have white mana, so they have to have a white source and that. I don't mind getting the Urborg actually, because it means that the Gemstone Mine sticks around. And Urborg does make mana a little bit better. The issue is that next turn to cast the Hexmage we'll need the Urborg in play, so we could only draw into crop rotation to have the combo online that turn as well. Yeah, I'm happy getting Urborg and then just passing. Windswept Heath. Okay, there's their white source. True Urborg. I can take that back. Thank you. Okay. Cool. I'm just gonna play the Spirit Guide here. I mean, if they want to spend a On Thin Ice on the Elvish Spirit Guide, I'm probably more than happy with that. Sterling Grove, really nice. Trop. Interesting. I wonder if that's just for sideboard or if they run like Oko. It's happening. Classic. Okay. Well, at least that makes it a little bit easier to work around. We have the second Hex Mage here, so I don't mind going for Hex Mage 1. They currently don't have a white mana either, and thankfully an attack here puts them down to 16, which means that the food only gets them back to 19. Yeah, if I'm casting Elvish Spirit Guide, I feel like that's pretty fair, so thank you, ESG. Play the second Hex Mage, and then just trade one with the Oko. So upkeep, I assume we see Sterling Grove cracked. Elephant Grass. Okay. Okay. I mean, Elvish Acclaim is kind of cool. So Elephant Grass is black creatures can't attack you, non-black creatures can't attack you unless we pay 2. Alright. Crop Rot. Crop Rot doesn't do a whole lot here. So we do have a small out, but they need to not draw into something, which is going to be pretty tough. Okay, our land isn't too bad. I guess hitting their mana is pretty good for them. Yeah, we're very low, but as long as there's an out and it's this Elephant Grass on thin ice. Okay. I think here I'm actually happy just to use the Crop Rot for step. The Crop Rot isn't doing a whole lot otherwise, and I don't think I have to worry about Bog in the main deck, so happy to crop away the Gemstone Mine. I think another Spirit Guide's actually not the worst. So let's go we'll play stage, combat, attack, pay the 2. And then second main. I'll use a green and cast Spirit Guide. So Elephant Grass will most likely take them off their Utopia Sprawl land, but it is the one producing white, so maybe they tap a different way. Definitely playing the patient game here. Elephant Grass really good. Sometimes the fast versions of the black-green variants of Depths play Abrupt Decay in the main deck. But these growth effects are going to be really good at allowing this Elephant Grass to stick around for as long as my opponent needs it to. But I guess we have them on a 3-turn clock. They have to draw into something else. Another Elephant Grass. Okay, so we got to pay 4 for each. Seal's fine. Seal does nothing here. Come on, Spirit Guide. Lotus Petal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Attack with both. Oh, it's 8? 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My bad. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna hold the petal for now. I'd rather have it as an unknown card. And you know the grasses are gonna start really pressuring my opponent to have the mana. It's kind of like a small smokestacks for my opponent, but luckily they're wild growth and Utopia Sprawl effects. Okay, Sarah's saying that's pretty good. I'll give them that. This might be Doomwake Giant. That'd be pretty good. Yeah, okay. I don't think we can beat the Doomwake Giant, unfortunately. Boarding's gonna be interesting. I do like the Decays. I do like the Force. I think that's it. I'm not too sure if the Stifles are good enough. Stifling Sterling Grove is interesting. Hey, Peter Simon, thank you. I don't have my water bottle. One sec. Thank you. Peter Simon, cheers. What is the likelihood of my opponent having Leyline of Sanctity in the sideboard? Needles are interesting. Needle can name Sterling Grove, but I don't think that's where I want to be. I'm not sure if they play their own Caracas either. We'll see if Tom actually has a Enchantress. There it is. The Bog actually makes total sense to take out as well. And it is just the Bog and 2 Needle. For 2 Decay and 1 Force. Yeah, I think the plan to go fast is just 100% correct. So let's take out these. Yeah, that's the thing as well. We just have so much discard that it's hard to think that any of this is better. Pretty happy with this. So we have a turn 1 Duress into turn 2 Sylvan Scrying for Dark Depths. It's not the worst, but it is quite slow. We also don't have interaction in Force or Abrupt Decay. I guess we have interaction in Duress and Stifle. The second scrying here is probably the big part that I don't like. I would much rather have an extra piece of like an Elvish Spirit Guide or a Lotus Petal, but This hand at least has a plan to it. You know, turn 1 Duress, see what they have. Turn 2 Scrying, most likely for Dark Depths. Turn 3, you know, if we draw a fast mana in those first 3 turns, then it's looking okay. I think although this hand has a plan, I can't just have a plan. I think, yeah, I have to just prioritize trying to go fast. Yeah. So let's mulligan once. We have a Hex Mage, Reclaimer with Elvish Spirit Guide. The issue with this hand is that we don't have a Dark Depths or a way to find Dark Depths outside of Elvish Reclaimer. Turn 1 Reclaimer, turn 2 we can sack Thespian Stage for Urborg, untap, cast Hexmage. I reckon there's a better 5. Yeah, it's not a better 5, but that's the thing. I think there is a better 4. Although this hand does disrupt my opponent, that's really all it does. If I can keep Hexmage, Dark Depths, Urborg, and 1 more land, then I'm pretty happy. Okay, this is closer. Keep the crop. We don't have any mana. Just the 3 stages and the Wasteland, which is unfortunate. But I feel confident going down to 3. We've gone to 4. Okay. If we keep Hexmage, Scrying land... It could also just be Duress, Scrying, and double land, and whatever piece we draw into first, we then scry for the other one. Maybe just a bit too aggressive here, but I don't mind this plan because Hexmage only works if we draw the Dark Depths, but Scrying works either way. Sorry. Alright. See if we can slow my opponent down a little bit. On thin air, screen lights. Okay. I guess because we're going for an instant speed kill, we don't care about the sorcery speed removal, so it's just green suns to slow down my opponent from actually being able to ramp. Hey, Arc. Yeah, probably a little bit aggressive, but you know, this deck can definitely do some work off this, which is interesting. I think I want to give myself 1 more draw to see if we draw into 1 piece of the combo. Because the knowledge of having 1 piece is so much better when you have Sylvan Scrying. Destiny Spinner. Okay. Gemstone Mine. Alright. Well, I guess it makes sense to go for Dark Depths because then we just have a live draw of Hexmage and Thespian Stage. Or just wait. I think, you know, I think at this point it has to be patience that gets me there because I think making the wrong choice and drawing out the Dark Depths instead of going for Thespian Stage the turn before is what's gonna get me. Close. Right. I mean, my opponent at least is also on a pretty slow clock. Sprawl's fine. Come on, crop or 1 piece. Crop or 1 piece. Inquisition. Doesn't really do a whole lot here, but I might as well see what my opponent has. They still have the 2 removal spells and the Blossom. Just another on thin ice. Interesting. At least we have time currently. Hey Wolf, welcome. There's Eidolon. So they drew a land for turn. Okay. One piece. That's all I want. Just one piece. Godseeds. Not good enough. Oh, my title's wrong? Did I not update it? Ah. There we go. Thank you very much, Arkan. How did you go with Tibalt? I saw you were 3-0 when I finished. Oh, okay. But we can't cast both this turn. So what if we cast an Elvish Spirit Guide? No, Spirit Guide doesn't do anything because they have the removal in hand. So we know about 2 on Thin Ice, which can remove a Spirit Guide if I block. And this is pretty close to death. Still a little bit too slow. It's tough because even if they don't deal lethal this turn, they can just attack me with all creatures next turn. Yeah. Just too slow. Mulling choice were a little bit of an issue, to say the least. Oh, I don't want to. 6. Muriel's Guile's fine. Ghost would have been real. Oh, they're not going to. Yeah. Nice. Because even if we block, they have the on Thin Ice. Enchantress is a tough one. The game 1 Elephant Grasses are really good. Not a big fan of this hand. It has fast mana and protection, but not Dark Depths. This is better. I'm going to keep this in bottom 1 Thespian stage. Oh, up against Mark. Very cool. Alright. So Mark's been on sort of 4 color piles, which is really interesting. Mark has some really nice finishes with Punishing Maverick. I know he beat Reed Duke at an event, which is very cool. I believe Reed was on elves. Okay. Duress. Okay. Duress isn't the greatest here. I do have some options. So I have turn 1 Duress or turn 1 Reclaimer off the Mana Confluence. I also have something like Urborg into Sylvan Scrying to just try to find Dark Depths as soon as possible. I don't mind Duress. My opponent's already used a Green Sun Zenith, so they probably either have maybe a Source of Plowshares in hand, maybe another Zenith. But yeah, speed is very important in this matchup, but also playing with enough information as possible because of cards like Wasteland, Karakas, and Knight. I should have definitely played the Urborg there instead of the Mana Confluence. Hey Gav. Yeah, the Applejack's matches seem very cool. Double swords, triple way. All right. Cool. Cool. This is fine. Everything is fine. We're having fun. Actually, yeah, we'll see how Mark uses these Wastelands, because if they take out the Mana Confluence, I wouldn't be too unhappy. And, you know, my opponent doesn't have much of a clock right now, which is quite nice. Definitely no concession. I think we could, you know, we have Pith Needle as a pretty nice out for the Wastelands. And we do have some way around the swords. Don't draw Knight. Okay, Library's actually really strong. Yeah, especially if we draw a second Wasteland, or a second Urborg, then I can definitely see why. Interesting. Happy to play out an Urborg. At least Thespian Stage is one half the combo, so I kind of want to keep that intact. Okay. So we know about one Wasteland left, which I assume Mark might keep for the combo. The only trick is if my opponent plays a basic out, there might be a situation where I can copy it with Thespian Stage in response to them trying to hit the Thespian Stage with Wasteland. And to be fair, Step, as a mana source, isn't doing too much for me outside of the extra 1 for Sylvan Scrying, so getting it Wastelanded isn't the worst. Okay. Okay. So I could either go for Sylvan Scrying now for Urborg to get the Dark Depths online as soon as possible, or wait a turn to see if we can hit another free spell like Elvish Spirit Guide or Lotus Petal. Which I don't mind waiting a turn because it comes out the same. We can only play one land a turn, so it doesn't change how that changes. I'm not sure if Mark's playing Ramanap. That's a way for them to get the Wastelands back from the graveyard. Going down to 3. Okay. Tier opponent down of Excavator. They played a land for turn, so they can't Excavate in Wasteland here at least, but maybe they can Green Suns. A Birds is a little bit annoying, because we've already used the step. Screws is fine, there's no creatures in the graveyard, so it's not a life gain source. If we draw a free like Lotus Petal effect here, then I really want my opponent to use a Bird of Paradise. Oh, Hex Mage. Can't cast it. But it's getting closer. So I don't mind going Sylvan Scrying for Urborg. Play Urborg and pass because they know about it. And then next turn we have the... Oh, we don't have the combo online because of Hex Mage. We have it online through Dark Depths, but not through Thespian Stage and Hex Mage, sorry. This feels like a Green Suns. Ramanap. Yeah, that's gonna be it. I'll take one more draw step. Because Needle would be a start. Okay. I assume Mark's going to be playing some sort of red removal. If it's not punishing fire, then it's probably Lightning Bolt. No great blocks here either. It's very cool to actually see this side of the board because I'm always on the Maverick side. Attack for 3, no blocks. Will Mark use the Hex Mage, sorry, the Wasteland here, or allow me to play the Dark Depths? Oh, this feels like an Oko. Ugh. Okay. Make a food. Sure. Crop. But we don't have a green source. Yeah, Maverick's a tough matchup, but it is fun in the way that it's a pretty big challenge. The issue here is that Mark can just play a Wasteland from the bin and just have double Wasteland up. But I can't even play around the Oko. So I could go Hexmage target Dark Depths, and in response they Wasteland the Dark Depths. I could go Stage target Dark Depths, and then in response they Wasteland. But if I make the 20/20, then they have the Oko as an out. Yeah, I think the best thing here is just to get rid of the Oko. Roof is fine. The issue is we can't draw Mana Source and Pith Needle in one turn. Scrying, yeah. Mav's going to be an interesting one. I definitely want the Decays, and I think I want the Sylvan Safekeepers for Karakas and I guess Oko. Surgical's also interesting because of Wasteland. I'm not sure how Tom sides for this matchup. I'm going to assume it's in there somewhere. Return to game. Needle seems great. Scrying's okay. Maybe it's some number of pedal effects. Not This World is still fine. Stifle seems fine, especially against the Wasteland and Night. I think it is just some number of hand disruption. Let's quickly check. Where are you, Tom? Two Decay and 3 Safekeeper for a Bog, 2 Spirit Guide, 2 Duress. Yeah, Duress is probably the big one. And then I don't mind going down on Fast Mana. I kind of want to keep the Bog just because of Ramanap. Hey Basso, welcome. Hope you're well. What's the matchup? The matchup is, I'm going to say 4-color Maverick, playing Punishing Fire or maybe Bolt. Definitely playing Blast Effects in the sideboard, which aren't relevant here, but also playing Oko in the main deck. Maybe it's just a knot, seeing that I have the Safekeepers already. I don't mind this. There's also some like little niche scenarios where my opponent attacks with a massive Knight of the Reliquary. I can deal First Strike to it, and then Bog my opponent, which means the Knight becomes a X2 and dies. I'm not sure if they're playing either. It might just be a strict kind of Green Sun's shell without Stoneforge, or a Loam. Hey DG, thanks for the raid. How did you go in your stream? This is an interesting one. Turn 1 Thoughtseize. Turn 2 Reclaimer or hold up Crop. I don't mind it because we can crop into Urborg and then have Not of This World. When 4-1 losing to Pokimoki. Yeah, Poki's a tough match. First match was Enchantress, which was pretty rough. I'm going to keep this. I'm going to go with turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Hold Up Crop Rotation, and then turn 3 we have the win with Dark Depths. So turn 1 Gemstone. Thoughtseize my opponent. Swords, Library. Okay, pretty happy to take... This is actually an interesting one. It's definitely... The Wasteland's tough. I think it is just the Swords, and the Libraries we just don't care about. The Swords is interesting though because we have the Not of This World. So it could just be one library because a top deck take a top decked hand disruption piece would be interesting because then I can take the second library before they get to cast it. But at the same time, then I'm not holding up crop. Rainbow Depths, yeah. Maybe I still have my title wrong. Yeah, I think not taking the swords as well just makes it look like we have... Yeah, it's a tough one. I think because I'm not on the plan of drawing into a second land destruction piece. Oh, Wasteland hold up. This is fine. Oh, Hex Mage. Okay. Well, now they can't play the Silver Library this turn, because next turn I can just Dark Depths. And also have Nod of this World. So this will be interesting to see if Mark taps out or not. Oh, they are. Okay. Alright. I could crop now, which just takes an Urborg out of the deck. Needle. The really nice thing about this setup as well is that Mark doesn't have two white sources, so they can't draw into both Karakas and Swords to Plowshares. So maybe there's a thought there that they should have used the Windswept Heath to get a Savannah to see if you could have the double out, but it's always tough. Yeah, using the Hex Mage is also pretty interesting. But I guess that gives my opponent an out to... I guess we would have saved a land. Swords. Counter. Green Sun's for Bird? Okay. Yeah. I think that was just a bit of tunnel vision of having the Dark Depths line through my land setup. So now the question is, what do I want to name with this needle? Abandon Hope. Oko? Yeah, Oko's a big one. The issue is that Wasteland's also pretty big as well. I guess they probably only have one Karakas in the deck, and they probably have multiple Okos, so... Yeah, not using the Hex Mage there is a really rusty play. Because then we would have had like Inquisition and Needle, which is pretty nice. Yeah, Lord Dark, I'm a little bit nervous as well, to say the least. There's a white source, well, a second white source, which doesn't mean much. Luckily, life gain isn't something my opponent can have, because they're at 6. So, like, Uro doesn't do anything. I guess unless they want to, like, Uro into a Caracas if they draw it off the Uro. What's this? White, red, and X. Savine's Locrimation. Get back bird? Interesting. Okay. We got a turn. Stage. Okay. I think here we just want to play out the Hex Mage instead of playing Inquisition. Just to make the most amount of mana, because with the one Wasteland, at least next turn we most likely get to do something. Yeah, that's very true. The Hex Mage is lethal if they have to tap all their creatures and they go to 2. Yeah, I guess I got birds again. Unfortunately, I couldn't I couldn't cast Reclaimer because then untapping into tap for step would have been pretty interesting. Look at this mana source as well. What a beauty. Tundra, Plateau, Taiga, Wasteland. Alright. They were happy with what they found on top. Grove. Okay, that's their land drop, so it can't be Caracas, which is nice. I think this is just Savine's flashback. Get back birds and a land. Alright. Oh, they only got one? Oh no, they get to do it again. Yeah, so the copy happens once they do it. Okay. This is fine. Cool. Cool, cool. What are you fetching for? What are you fetching for here? Trop. Okay. Green, white. No? No? Reset library's a good one. Oh, Meddling Mage. Okay. This will be interesting to see what they name. Probably Crop Rotation? Maybe Crop Rotation because it turns on a step? Could be Abrupt Decay, but we don't have a green source at the moment. Hey, Lord Darkview. I like that a lot. I like the yeah, the Wasteland line, because I think Wasteland's a lot better than the land. Huh. Ooh. Right. Yeah, maybe it's just a line they didn't see. We will Inquisition them. Sylvan Library Oko. Okay. I think just in case they draw into some sort of removal for the needle here, I'm happy taking the Oko. Yeah. I guess because the Wasteland doesn't do anything against... I guess it does do a thing against the top-decked crop rotation, because I need a land in play as well. Another Grove. Okay. No. Alright. At least they're at 3. Another library's fine. No cards in hand. Okay. Well, now we're in a pretty good spot. We'll see if they Wasteland us. Oh, they don't. Okay. Hey, Matt. I would like to see some changes in the Legacy format. I think there are some cards that definitely dominate. And although there are different variants of the decks that those cards are played in, I think that a lot of them are pretty similar. So I would like to see change, but... yeah, it's tough. I do like the challenge of cards like Uro and, Oko and Dreadhorde Arcanist, but it does get a little bit... yeah, a little bit repetitive at times, and for a fair deck like Maverick, you don't always have removal in your opening hand, or you don't always have removal within the first couple of turns, so not getting that one hit. Swords... okay. I guess they kind of had to do that because the that does just represent Dark Depths. Safekeeper. Oh, interesting. This attack means that next turn I kind of have lethal with both creatures, so we'll see how they block. Because maybe the play here isn't a block, go to 1 and then try to draw a creature off the top. That allows you to block, yeah, the Meddling Mage on the Sylvan Scrying and then have a bigger creature for the Hex Mage. Maybe my opponent fetches, who knows. And we do have the Decay, so a mana source that produces a color off the top would be fantastic as well. This feels like a night. Oh, okay. This is it. This is it. Hiya! Ah! Okay, still not the worst. Yeah, I feel like going wide is an okay strategy here. But with Wasteland online now as well, it's a little bit tough. But at least we can kind of use the land that they Wasteland with Sylvan Safekeeper. What is my actual name? My actual name is Dougal. Kind of like Google, but with a D, so D-O-U-G-A-L. Meddling Mage is okay here. Probably naming Abrupt Decay, but you never know. It could be Sylvan Scrying as well. Sylvan Scrying would be a pretty nice name, seeing I haven't used one yet. But if my opponent's on the Night plan, that maybe they don't really care about it. Elvish Reclaimer, interesting. Google Chrome. Oh, Dark Depths. Okay, that's pretty cool. So now we just pass and they have to keep the night open. Yeah, it's not that obvious if you're a German. You'd be surprised by how many are... Oh, this is actually pretty interesting. I think we respond here Because if they get Wasteland, we can't beat Wasteland, but we can beat Caracas. Because if they get Wasteland here, then we can't really react to them. If they get Caracas, they Caracas it, we use a Sylvan Safekeeper. They then can Wasteland me and then Caracas, which is tough. It's tough because if they get Caracas, then they Caracas it in our end step, we sack a land, they untap, they then use Night, Wasteland the other land. In response, I guess we use it to try to save the Dark Depths, and then in response they can Caracas. So I think it's kind of a tough spot either way. Hey Darkcloud, thanks for the 10-month, very cool. I think we just do it. I'll see what they do, and see if they stuff up. Because if they get Caracas here, then that's more than fine. They get Wasteland, okay. Darkcloud, hope you're well. Hopefully see you back at Legacy sometime soon. Matthias? Is that how you spell it? Courser of Crewfix. Okay. That's going to be nice because it puts him above. Yeah. Okay, Petal's interesting. Petal allows me to get rid of the Knight, which is nice. Hey, Pokemon. Is it the Tibalt one? I think it's the Tibalt one. I think you're unfortunately it's just a pass. Your shift got moved? That's fair, okay. Yeah, I think we just see what they do with the Knight here. They might even just try to get double Wasteland. We'll see what they get first. Double Wasteland, okay. Ramanap on top, oof. This doesn't get much easier. I definitely like being on the other side of this matchup. Don't mess up, Negator will know. Another Knight. Rough. I don't think we have a way out of this. Especially seeing we're on one card a turn. I think we were just too slow. Especially on that Abrupt Decay, just not having the... It's pretty good, but because, I mean, it'd be great to win, but if we lose, Maverick wins. So, you know, you gotta kind of toss it up a bit. Rough. Alright. That's good. Got the rust out. We can see how this goes for the rest. And hopefully get there. Yeah, not too bad. The first match was pretty rough against Enchantress with the main deck Elephant Grass. We had a plan with Elvish Spirit Guides, but yeah, the Doomwake Giant was really good. I know that Mark was having a tough league before that game, so I definitely know that he wasn't going 5-0. I'm a massive fan of Rite of Consumption, especially because now there isn't too much Veil around. But I can see as well how it can be a pretty big blowout. I definitely didn't let Mark win there. I think deep down we all know that I got it pretty well handed to me in that match. But rounding up is just so strong as well. Alright. We have a double Dark Depths, double Hexmage hand with no mana. This is actually a great hand. I'm going to keep this. Because we got turn 1 Urborg with Inquisition, turn 2 Dark Depths. I think it's just the second Dark Depths that I bottom here. But there's maybe some reason why I want to keep it. It's just a way to step back up instead. So it could in fact be the Gemstone Mine that I drop and just keep the Elvish Spirit Guide as my green source. I don't mind that. Hey Mark, a huge thank you. Cool games before. Very cool to see 4-color Mav doing work. Ooh, okay. Caracas. Mofo. Alright, we're definitely taking the Vial. I guess we have some pretty good outs, let's be honest. We even have the Spirit Guide. Gemstone. Alright, well we're still going for Hexmage here because it stops them from playing the Stoneforge Mystics at least. Oh, they drew the swords. Yes. Yep. Okay. The question is, do I want to play the Elvish Spirit Guide? Which is an interesting question. I think I do, just to try to get them down at least a little bit. I'm drawing one card a turn from here out, and we have a green source in Gemstone Mine. I don't think my opponent would wasteland me in their turn. This is going to be pretty tough. Probably just going for Batterskull here. They go for Jide, which is interesting. Hexmage, okay. Well, that does kind of keep the Jide off from next turn, which is nice. Because they can't even Caracas next turn because they have to hold it up. Spirit's okay. Come on, not of this world. Needle's pretty good. They probably just activate the Stoneforge Mystic here just in case. Interesting that they went for the Jide, because they could have gone for Batterskull this turn as well instead of playing the Spirit and held up Batterskull. I think this is all I want to do. Huh. Because they have 2 unknown cards in hand, and if one is Batterskull, it means I can't attack with anything, so I think I just want to play around that. They could have Skyclave Apparition, that'd be pretty good. But it looks like they're trying to draw a card, so that to me makes me think that they don't have an out to the Karakas in hand, or on the board. I mean, if they just go to our end step, then I'm more than happy to make it, especially seeing I have the second Dark Depths in hand. Recruiter. Recruiter's going to be fine. What do you have? Judge's Familiar? Probably just getting a Skyclave or a Flicker Wisp, but they... Skyclave, okay. Well, they've already cast a Swords, so I'm pretty happy just to see what they have. Alright. D&T. Abrupt Decay, Safekeepers. Oof and Force are interesting. I'm not too sure if these are maybe cards. I can definitely see the Duress coming out. Let's see what Tom usually does. Two Abrupt Decay, 1 Karakas. Interesting. Probably just because of Thalia. And the taxing effects of Thalia can be pretty annoying. Safekeeper, and then Bog makes sense, and then because you were just still a bit slower, we're taking out our fast mana. I'm going to take out the Lotus Petals over the Spirit Guide, just because Lotus Petal can be named as Provoker, if that's a thing. We also had the Bog come out. Maybe there was one more card. Ah, Karakas. Cool. Yeah, thankfully we got there, Dave. No lander. Definitely not keeping it. It's got all the setup, just not the mana to work with, so mulligan this. Really relies on the gemstone mine here. But it does look pretty solid. Unfortunately, we can't go like Urborg into turn 2 Dark Depths. Yeah, HC Fox, that's a good point. Being able to hit a Vial is pretty nice. I think this is okay. I feel like my opponent most likely will be keeping their Wastelands for the combo and not going aggressively after my Gemstone Mine, so I'm going to keep this. And I kind of think the card that I don't want to see here is Karakas. Doesn't really add to my mana, and I don't have a hand that's too bad against Thalia, so I think a turn 1 Vial is probably the thing that I'm more scared about than anything else. We do have the Abrupt Decay for it, but I'd probably rather use that on a creature. Turn 1 Mum would be pretty good. I think our best draw is actually just Urborg. Crop. Okay. Well, that's interesting. See what you kept. Swords, Karakas, Wasteland. Okay. Well, at least they have no clock, which is nice. Second Karakas is tough if we have to make our creature at sorcery speed, because then the Marit Lage gets protection only once from the Knot of this World, not for the turn. At least it's not a port. I think a port would be one of their better draws, even though it's not a creature. Otherwise, it's probably Stoneforge Mystic, because it is a creature that also gives them an out in Batterskull, and also, yeah, gives them some reach. Dark Depths Past is fine because it just turns on so much. Because it turns on Urborg as a turn 2 Hex Mage, or it turns on Crop Rot off a green source into Urborg into Hex Mage. Snow covered. What did you draw? This is probably just a Thalia. Another Hex. Alright. Okay, that's a start. I could in fact just do it now and get the Hex Mage out, which I don't mind. I think I'm going to sack the Mana Confluence here because the Wasteland just does so much against the second Karakas. Which is tough because the Mana Confluence is pretty good for our mana, but I think this is okay. Also just need to make sure that we're not putting ourselves in a position where we can't pay for the Not of This World through Thalia. Interesting. I'm gonna block. We thankfully won the last game, so we're currently up a match. Well, up a game, sorry. Basic. Alright, so we just know about Karakas in hand. A land here would be fantastic. Yeah, okay, this is actually quite nice, because now I get to probably take out the Vial and then use the other Hex Mage for the Dark Depths. I also have Abrupt Decay open, which is nice. I have a few options here. I don't think there's anything to be scared of the Vial if I attack, other than like Mirren Crusader. But I think here I'm happy just to play the second Hex Mage out. And pass. I don't want to Wasteland here either. I want to Wasteland when I can kind of get around Karakas. This is fine. I could definitely keep the mine up, yeah, that's very true. Hey Tom, very cool to see you. I hope you're well. Congrats on your 123 trophies last season. Very cool to see. Stoneforge is okay. We haven't played against the Cascade combo yet. I played against D&T twice, which was cool. Heading into retirement? For a little while, hopefully. I'm just trying to think if I want to use the Hex Mage now. I don't want to use the Wasteland on the Caracas because they can just play the second one. And I probably don't want to use the Vial just yet. The nice thing is that if they have a Flicker Wisp, then we have the Decay for it anyway. So maybe there's a line where my opponent flickers end step to take out my Gemstone Cavern because it's my green source. Alright, so let's go Hexmage on Vial. If they respond, maybe they have a Flicker Wisp. They target probably the Dark Depths. We can then Wasteland the Caracas. I guess because it's end step 2, that I don't need to worry about them flickering out the Caracas and getting it back when it's needed. I mean, if they have a white, that's fine. Does mean they have mana for Source to Plowshares through Thalia. 4 cards left. Hey, Lucky. The issue here is if I use Hexmage... Actually, yeah, use Hexmage on Aether Vial and see what they do. If they have Flicker Wisp, then they can take out the Dark Depths. We can respond. My only concern is if they activate Vial and we Hexmage it, they still get to put in a 3 CMC creature. Oh, they don't? Has that changed? Interesting. So it checks on resolution as well? Interesting. Okay, well that makes it a little bit easier. Oh, I should have floated black. I should have floated black. Phew. All good. All good. Cool. Interesting. I don't know how that's never come up before. That is... Yeah. Alright. We'll take it. I don't... Yeah, Weird one. I think because I'm so used to just like Flicker Wisp out a Vial in response that it's never really come up for me, but that's very cool. Interesting hand. There are some nice draws to this hand. I mean, Crop Rotation is a pretty nice draw here. If we can go Tome of Thoughtseize, turn 2 Crop into Urborg. We're on the play, which is nice. Thoughtseize and Needle are both interaction spells, which is kind of cool. I don't mind this. It's a little bit rough, but I'm going to keep this. It kind of has a piece of everything, which is nice. And I think I'm happy just to go for Thoughtseize first over Needle. Yeah, Eli, I'm 100% with you. But at least if they have like an Oko hand or some sort of Planeswalker hand, we can maybe Needle something that's relevant. I'm gonna force that. Okay, well that's fine. What do they exile? Brainstorm. Okay. Interesting. Snow. Okay. Inquisition. Probably don't mind Inquisition here over Needle. If I'm going to need Needle something like Oko, it's still going to take another turn for them to cast it, so... Brainstorm's cool. At least this Brainstorm's kind of... I'm kind of forcing this Brainstorm out of my opponent, instead of allowing them to have the luxury of set it up with like a fetch or something else. Hull Breacher, okay, and Terminus, nice. Alright. Play Adepts. Misty's gone. I think here we're just naming Oko in the blind. Stage. I'm gonna fetch. Makes sense. At least next turn, if we draw a mana source, we have the combo with Not of This World, which is kind of nice. Teferi. Alright. I guess that stops Not of This World, which is pretty good. But Gemstone's pretty nice here. I wonder if it's worth taking the time to take out the Teferi here, so that I can turn on the Not of This World for the next turn. Yeah, I think Hexmage. I think playing a little bit patient here is okay. Ice Fang's probably the card that I'm kind of concerned about the most because it turns on all the sorcery speed removal from my opponent. There's the Volk. Bounce this. That's interesting. I don't mind trading with the Teferi here because it means they don't draw a card due to it fizzling. If they have another Teferi, they have another Teferi. But at least they don't draw off it. This means that Teferi was just a 1-for-1, which is kind of nice. I always forget about my coffees on stream when they get cold. Oh, Missile Land Drop as well. Nice. I mean, we're not going for it here. Keep the copy. They have 3 cards in hand. At least they can't swords and hold up force. And the best part is as well is that we do have another Dark Depths to rebuild, which is kind of nice. So getting the Merit Leads there removed wasn't too bad because at least we have Depths, which turns on Hexmage, Crop, and And Despian Stage is a nice draw. And Sylvan Scrying, I guess, to... Yeah, 1 mana off, but... Still pretty cool. Yeah, this is... Yeah, that's very true. Snow. I believe Snow is just something like this, but thankfully, Thomas Hepp, because of the guy that he is, does have a sideboard guide, which is very cool to look over. Always make sure you know why you're sideboarding, but it's always nice to have this, especially if you're going to play this in a tournament. Flusterstorm, nice. Surgical, okay. No decays. That actually makes sense. You already have the needles, which kind of interact with planeswalkers anyway, and the surgicals for swords is pretty nice. This guy is nuts. 2 surgical, nice. 2 fluster, cool. Safekeeper, cool. Petal, Spirit Guide, Needle. Needle, interesting. So Tom, I guess you kind of take the approach of just not caring about the planeswalkers and trying to play before they come into it. Hey Boyd, 22 months, very cool, very very cool. Hope you're well. 22 months is very cool. I actually have something for you, so I might even drop it around this afternoon because yeah, 22 months is very cool. Hope you're well. Hope the job hunt is going okay. Snow. I guess as well, you don't really care about the planeswalkers if you have Sylvan Safekeeper. Yeah, that's very true. I like that approach. Interesting. I am not going to keep this. I guess we have a turn 1 Scrying into Dark Depths, and then turn 2 Hexmage Dark Depths, but then we just have Crop Rotations left over, which is pretty rough. I think I'm just going to mulligan this. It's a little bit too aggressive for me. Triple Spirit Guide this time, okay. There's a better 5. This is pretty close. I don't mind this, and keeping and dropping the Stifle and the Urborg. Thoughtskis can be pretty nice here. But at least we're on the draw. A green source would be cool in a land for the Spirit Guide. I don't really want to use this Elvish Spirit Guide for it. Astro, that's okay. Okay. Thoughtseize. Interesting hand. Surgical on swords here is pretty nice just to take it out. Next turn I assume they play the Arcanist, but I could see them just holding up Fetch and Brainstorm. I don't want to take the Uro, so that's pretty easy. I don't really care about the Teferi at this point. The Dredge Horde's a tough one because if I do want to take the Brainstorm with the swords, then that's a great way for them to flush it back, but I guess we get to Surgical what they try to hit, so... Yeah, I think it's just take swords and... Interesting one. I'm really looking at the Dread Horde, because that's such a good way for them to keep in the game if we do try to Surgical something. Don't have Hex, and I don't think I want to use a Spirit Guide here for Elvish Reclaimer. I think I'd rather just hold it. Now the question is, do I want to surgical the swords now and play around any source of counter magic, or do I want to try to get them and maybe be able to surgical the swords and one from hand if they brainstorm into it? I think I'm happy just to surgical it here, but decisions. It is pretty nice just to not worry about it. I think that's what I really want to do. We kind of have the Uro covered in bog, which is nice. Did they bring anything special? Doesn't look like it, which is nice. Maybe surgical. Okay, so they brought in their own surgical. So one way we can play around that is by keeping up crop rotation for our own bog to target us in response to a surgical, but hopefully it won't come to that. Yep. Second Urborg's pretty tough. And I don't think it's worth really doing anything here at the price of the Alpha Spirit Guide. Pond is a nice draw, especially with the Arcanist. Hey Rick, thank you very much. Hope you're well. I think the second Urborg's kind of nice, because if we draw Hex Mage, we can cast it and also have open the Elvish Spirit Guide Crop Rot. Let's see. I don't mind turning off the Force because of how good a top deck Hex Mage into Crop Rot is. Hey Avis, thanks for the follow. Let me know where you're from. If you play Legacy, what do you play in Legacy? Hey, thanks Fox. So we know about these three. Brainstorm. Narset, okay. Another Brainstorm. All right. Come on, Hex. Inquisition. Probably taking Hull Breacher here. Force Negation is interesting. I guess Hull Breacher and Narset are pretty much the same thing, so I think it might just be Teferi because it means that it's one less permanent I have to deal with. Force Negation, at least I can play around knowing what it is. Just a little bit too slow this game. The issue with the crop is that I'm not too sure what I want to take right now, or what I want to fetch. Because if I draw a Dark Depths, I want to go get Stage, but if I draw a Stage, I want to go get Dark Depths. If I draw a Hex Mage, I want to go get Dark Depths. Okay. I guess we get one turn here to try to draw into some... Really just Hex Mages and out. But then we know about the Force Negation, which they can also just hard cast in their turn. Yeah. I'm just gonna run this back. And hopefully have a nice 7 that's pretty quick. Yeah. Turn 1 Gemstone Spirit Guide for Scrying into Urborg. And then turn 2 we have open Hexmage or Thoughtseize. This is interesting though, because I can turn 1 Thoughtseize or I can turn 1 Scrying. Scrying allows me to get Urborg, which makes my mana a lot better. But I guess I can't go off with Dark Depths next turn anyway, because I'll have the Urborg to play. I guess unless we draw into a Lotus Petal. So I don't mind Thoughtseize this turn, and then next turn Scrying, and then the following turn have open Hexmage and Dark Depths. Plays a bit on curve as well, which is nice. Astro, Force, Narset, Oko to Fairy. Interesting. For me, it's probably between the Force Negation and the Oko here. Force taking out this Sylvan Scrying's pretty big if we don't draw a land next turn to actually cast these, so I think just to make sure I can do what I want to do, I can hopefully get down to 2020 before my opponent can get down their Planeswalkers. Duress is actually really nice because here we get to go exile this, Scrying, go for Urborg, and then cast Urborg. Ah, they drew a Force. Alright. I should have played the Dark Depths. I definitely just 6'd my turn. I mean, there's a chance here that my opponent didn't draw into a land. Okay. I guess I just play second Astro here. No. Interesting. Another Hexmage. Rough. I don't think we have... This is actually a tough one. I can either Duress and lose my land, or I can just play Dark Depths and pass. I kind of feel like we have to trade the Gemstone Mine and the Duress for the Oko here. They probably played this because they want to play a 3-drop next turn. And Teferi is probably the card that I care least about. I guess if they have Veil, it's a pretty big blowout. Maybe that's the read that I should have known about. Fluster. Yeah, Urbook for the top would be really nice, but there are only 4 in the deck. Stage isn't the worst. It's also a mana, which gets me closer to Sylvan Scrying, which is nice. Getting aggressive. Okay. It's definitely a start. I think we just pass here with Dark Depths up. I mean, this at least makes them have to hold up a food. To be fair, maybe the play was just Hex Mage and take out the Oko. Now realizing that food wasn't out. Which is just a pretty poor misplay on my part, to be fair. I definitely should have copied the Trop there, because then I have a green source when I untap, so I could have cast Sylvan Safe if they keep it that turn as well. Just misplay after misplay. That's a tough one. I mean, yeah, if I'm not going for the combo, I should definitely use my Thespian Stage to copy the Trop there. Because having a green source is huge, even just to find another land. Yeah, that's a rookie error. But at least the Oko is gone, which is nice. Probably just returning the Astrolabe to the hand here to draw a card. No, ticking up, okay. Alright. Come on, green source. Green source would be huge here. Play Sylvan Library, Sylvan Safekeeper here. Yikes. Yeah, that green source would be really nice right now. Feeling... Progress over perfection. No attack. Interesting. I think I'm actually happy to untap here and see if we draw into a green source. Oh. So now I can either cast the Safekeeper or cast the Crop Rotation. I have to do it at sorcery speed anyway because of the Teferi, so I think here I'm happy just to see if we can cast the Sylvan Safekeeper. They're gonna force it. Okay. Library's fine. I don't mind going for it here, because if we use the Hex Mage on the Dark Depths, give us 20 life, we untap with mana to cast the Sylvan Scrying at least to find another Dark Depths. So here we can go black, black, Thespian Stage, copy Trop. And now we can just make sure they have it. And then 20 life is huge when they're trying to kill us right now with a 3/3. Gives us so much time. That's fine. Oh, surgical? Okay. Well, that changes things. I think from a viewer standpoint, that's not going to be a fun game to try to finish off, so I think that's a pretty easy concession. Rough. Oh, it shows up? Oh, cool. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I think that's pretty good, especially for people coming into the format and not knowing all of the cards in Legacy. It's nice to be able to show off some of the cards when you talk about them. So Jazz, thanks for pointing that out. Yeah, the 1/4 Dream is live, but I think another league is definitely going to happen after this, because I'm not going to finish this at a 2/3 at best. That is not what I came here to accomplish. I am 100% Fox. I'm 100% running it back, but with depths. I will not touch Tibalt. Fox, that's a weird flex, but okay. 60 trophy dream still live for the season. If I get to get a trophy every time another player gets a trophy, then I would be happy trying to aim for a 60 trophy dream. Ah, was there an announcement, or do most announcements just happen on Mondays in the US if there is going to be one? I feel like it would be. I saw that XJ Cloud had an interesting thought of how it's rough to see your opponent cascade through Boom Bust, but then hit Tibalt and be able to cast the other side. It's just I feel like it's a glitch in the Matrix, and they will hopefully fix it in good progress. Most happens on Mondays? Okay, cool. I think one thing that I'm definitely doing incorrectly in this league is just rushing a few of my plays. So taking the time to just understand all of my options is something that I should definitely be doing more of, because in that game there was a chance where I could have gone for a green source early on with the Thespian Stage on the Trop, which would have allowed me to untap and probably get the Sylvan Safekeeper in play, or maybe start building up my mana with the Sylvan Scrying. So some things to improve on for sure. Especially if I'm wanting to kind of showcase it. This is a rough hand. All the mana in the world, but it's just not going to do it for me. I don't think. It's interesting, because we kind of have pieces, but not the pieces that I want to achieve it with. This is okay. Keep this, bottom the step. And then we just have a turn 1 Hex Mage into turn 1 Crop if needed. Oh, we don't have a Turn 1 Hex Mage. No, we need a Lotus Petal. Verdant. Oof. Snow-covered forest, Mox Diamond. Okay, it looks like we're playing against Loam, which is kind of cool. They did pitch the Caracas, so hopefully we don't see a Loam here. We do. Okay. Well, that's going to be pretty strong. So if I stage pass, I can hold up crop. I guess I can crop anyway, so I think I'm just going to go Gemstone Mine Pass. Mana Confluence is interesting as well, because it means I don't lose the counters. I think it's just Confluence Pass, and maybe act like we're on Dredge as well. What do they hit with Loam? Opponent having a pretty good think about this. Knight, Green Sun's Knight. Okay, that's pretty good for us. Ooh, a Foretold card. Interesting. What do people think this is going to be? Interesting to say the least. Bulk's pretty nice, but I don't really need it here. I think it's just going to be Gemstone into Hex. Raichu? Raichu is a great name. I think Raichu is a Pokemon. I don't know if it's a new card. Cosmic Intervention. If a permanent you control would be put into in a graveyard from battlefield this turn, exile it instead, return the battlefield under certain control. Interesting. If a permanent you control would be put into a graveyard from the battlefield this turn, exile it instead, and then return it. Okay, so it's kind of like a ghostly flicker. Interesting. Ah, so you kind of get to ramp? Okay, it's kind of cool. They're going to crop. Oh, they cropped away the Caracas? That's pretty smart. Because now they get to hold it up. Now they get to Wasteland us again? Wow. I think I'm okay with this one. I think Lake of the Dead spiked because it's just I think it's a pretty good EDH card, and it's also on the reserve list. 160, wow. Hey Gas, thanks for the follow. Hope you're well. Yikes. Alright. I think I'm happy to Spirit Guide crop this one. And just get Wasteland for the Caracas. And then we can bog it. I don't mind that. They're gonna fetch now. Maybe Abrupt Decay? Dryad Arbor. Interesting. Urborg. What? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. Yep. Yep. New cards. Safekeepers and Decays, I think, here. I don't mind the ley lines, but I could see the surgicals being good as well. I'm probably pretty happy to drop on these Duresses, Spirit Guides, and 2 Petal. And then bring in probably something like this. Surgical's interesting because maybe I don't care about Leyline if we have the Surgical. Yeah, so I think because I wastelanded them in the end step, they got them back in my end step, which is crazy. Something like this. 2/2/2 seems fine. No black source is pretty huge. Ah, cool. Okay, Lynn Charles got it. There we go. All right. Just gonna name Wasteland here. Yeah, very cool card, especially for Loam. This looks like a Green Suns. Cool. I'm gonna hold up the Stifle here. Knight's pretty good. Spirit Guide doesn't do a whole lot here. Crop rotation would be a really nice draw. Can I stifle the return effect of that card? I'm not sure if I can. I know that you can stifle like a Flick Wisp ability coming back or like a Spell Queller. So I assume stifle might be okay there if they try to go all in on something. Yeah, if it goes on the stack. Yeah, it got us hard, Jack. Reclaim is okay. At whenever. Okay, cool. It's good to know. I'm gonna protect this. We only really need 2 mana for the Spirit Guide and City. I guess this does mean that I can't cast a Hex Mage off top, which is pretty rough. Hey Dingo, thanks for the follow. Let me know where you're from. If you play Legacy, what do you play in Legacy? Ghost Court is pretty good. Yeah, this is a slaughter. Maybe the plan against this deck is just to go really fast instead of trying to take out your sort of free mana. But it's definitely tough. At least they did that first. Yeah, so now it's each ability gets... Yeah, it's not the actual one card. So I can stifle the Ghost Quarter coming back. Can I? No. Yeah. Rough. Alright, we can refresh. Not my league. Definitely not my league. Hey, Typical. Thanks for the follow. Let me know where you're from. If you play Legacy, what do you play in Legacy? Alright. Tony Jones. Interesting hand. A lot of interaction early on, but we don't have either piece of the combo. It is an interesting one because we do have some interaction first straight up, so we can slow down our opponent enough, but I'd probably rather in game one just have the Dark Depths combo in hand. Or at least one part of it. Yeah, I don't like this. This I do like. I'll keep this and bottom this. I'm going to keep the Sajiri step. It's interesting though, it's a lot better if I draw into crop rotation, but it's also nice if I just want to try to play around something like a Bird to Paradise or an Ice Fang on the field. I'm going to put it back because I do want the gemstone as a second green source if I need it. Okay. Probably Rug Delver. So here I don't mind. I do want to go Urborg into Dark Depths, hopefully, so that a draw into Hexmage is just live. So I don't mind playing the Pedal out to play around Daze, with probably the Thoughtseize first. I'm going to take the Brainstorm because it could make the Duress a little bit awkward. Tarn, Bolt, Ponder. Flip to Preordain. Okay. Ponder first. What do they do? They chose to shuffle. Okay, so they're obviously looking for something. They're gonna fetch now and probably Preordain. Okay. One top, one bottom. Oh, Crop. Okay. Crop's actually pretty nice. We could just go for it now, or we can just hold up the combo. I think just holding up the combo is fine. I want more information out of my opponent. I don't just want to go for it and then have them cast an Oko. Wasteland's pretty good. Reclaim is interesting. Reclaimer gets taken out by Bolt. Okay, we can play Stage and then we can crop into Wasteland. Tarn is fine. Cosmic Influence in Depths. It'd be pretty sweet. There is a green-white variant that hasn't seen too much play recently, but... I guess we don't go for it here because of the Wasteland. Ooh. So we have Wasteland as an out, and we have Crop Rotation as an out. We're also just dead next turn if we don't draw anything here. Yeah. Delver's going to be interesting. I'm going to assume it's just Decays and maybe Sylvan Safekeepers. Where'd I put Tom's list? Two Decay, two Fluster. Okay, that makes sense. Not of this world, Elvish Spirit Guide. I guess Stifle was also an out because we had the Rainbow Land in play, which is nice. Yeah. His hand is kind of meh. It's got the Dark Depths with Urborg, which is nice. And then any mana to cast it, but it's too slow. This really relies on Reclaimer. Tome on Inquisition or Pithy Needle. I'll keep this. I think it's Wasteland that I bought him because I'm probably needling it. I'm gonna lead on the Inquisition because we have the Spirit Guide to play around Wasteland. They also went to 5, which is interesting. Ponder Brainstorm Force Wasteland. There's some thought to taking the Brainstorm there to see if they ponder on turn 1. I'm gonna fetch. So they played a Delta instead of a Flooded Strand that we knew about, which is interesting. Force pitch force. Okay, that's fine. Might as well. Nice, that's a huge take. Double Wasteland. All right. Legacy, the most powerful format in Magic the Gathering. Delve is a threat. Thoughtseize. Opponent probably with a Brainstorm, just wondering if they want to use it or not. Which is pretty good, you can hide something and maybe even flip the Delver. Surgical on Thoughtseize, that's more than fine. I would love to not draw a Thoughtseize, which is actually fantastic because Delver's going to be a real threat and make any extra Thoughtseizes pretty punishing. So it probably just means they have a land in hand. I guess they get to see my hand as well, which is interesting. So they brought in Surgical for Dark Depths. Fold me. I think I'm happy just to play out a Spirit Guide here. Means that the Delver has to flip. Cool. Well, second Delver's pretty good. I'll give them that. Yikes. Cool, 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 cool. Okay. I mean, Blast Zone would be really nice here, but obviously we don't have that. I'm just gonna get a stage, because then I can maybe copy their Wasteland to start something. But if these all flip, I just don't have an out, I believe, because we'll be taking at least 6 in the air. Wow, no flips. Okay. Dreadhold's pretty good. I believe we are set to a flip because, wow, no flip again? Okay. Just an attack with Arcanist. I feel like I have to bog here. The big question is, what are my live outs? Because the double Wasteland's going to be tough. Even a Pithy Needle off the top doesn't really do it, because this pond is going to definitely set up the Delvers. So I think here I just have to have to set up a line where I can get an extra turn somehow. A fetch land is huge there because it stops my opponent from being able to do anything. It stops my opponent from able to see the same card for the 3 Delvers. They can fetch if they don't see what they want. It flips. Yeah, I don't think we actually have we just don't have an out to that. I'm just going to the bathroom real quick. I'll be back in a second. Alright. Yeah, that card is really interesting. Yeah, it looks pretty strong to say the least, especially in the right build of something like Loam or Maverick. Okay, I'll keep this. Having the crop and Sylvan Scrying is really nice. Because we can turn one go for Dark Depths. Is this going to be the... Oh, it's going to be Dredge? Oh, you're thinking too small? Okay, HC Fox. What are you thinking? What's happening here? Interesting. If I didn't play this land... I guess I do want to hold up a BUG this turn, so I didn't want to go for Dark Depths, but I was so close to having the combo online just on the first turn, which is kind of cool. See how this plays out. Good scrying now, so they get to untap with the mana. There is no limit to rebuys, that's very correct. So, okay, if we go for Sylvan Scrying here for Dark Depths, next time we untap, play Dark Depths, we probably don't have the Gemstone Mine or the Petal around because of Crop Rot into Bog. But then we still have 2 Spirit Guides, so if we draw a land, we have the mana for Dark Depths. I also like that it means that Sylvan Scrying can't be taken with a Cabal Therapy, so I think that's okay. But maybe there's a world where I keep the Lotus Petal because it could be a black source and I use a Spirit Guide here instead. Dark Depths. I'm going to allow them to Dredge here. They hit a Narcomoeba, which is a little bit rough. I could stifle the Narcomoeba trigger, which is interesting. I actually don't mind that. And then see if I can hold up Crop Rot into Bog. Having the blocker just means it's a whole turn slower. And if I can make them like discard their hand or something off like a Faithless Looting. Cabal Therapy. They know now. This also gives me a second black source for Hex Mage off the top, which isn't too bad. I also took away the Faithless Looting in the bin, so they can't flush that back, which is pretty awesome. Oh, Crop Rot. Well, I'll keep that in hand. If this is another Cabal, I'm pretty happy just to 5 across. I don't want to give them any sort of information that I'm holding crop rotation and think about it. Cabal's gonna be fine. Nice. They named something else. Lucky. Not of this world. Yikes. So they attack me for 3 and then probably flashback the Cabal Therapy. The question is, do I want Thespian Stage? Or do I want to just hold up double black? Because if I get the stage, I have to lose probably the BUG here, which takes me off the ability to actually cast a Hex Mage. Which is pretty big in this matchup as well, because it can sacrifice itself. Yeah. But then I lose the pedal as well. Yeah, I think you're at a 6. Awfully crude. But I don't think they have the creatures for both, thankfully. Yes, they exiled one to the other. So we take 7, go to 10, they get a 2/2, and the next turn they have 9, which is lethal if I use the Mana Confluence. All right. Oh, this would definitely be lethal. Something off the top. Hex Mage the best. Yuck. At least sideboarding for this deck isn't too hard. Probably just the Surgicals and the Ley Lines. I can see the Duresses and Inquisitions coming out. Not too sure on the Thoughtseizes either. Quickly check with Tom's. Dredge. 2 Surgical, 2 Leyline, 2 Fluster, 1 Caracas. I guess for Hogak. And then Needle, Not of This World, Stifle. Interesting. What's that? Surely that wasn't Bog being taken out. Dredge. Yeah, Stifle, Not of This World, Needle. Okay. Play first. This hand is okay. got the Hex Mage, but not much else. It's got Surgical as interaction. It's got a lot of fast mana, but outside of that, not too much. I really want a Dark Depths hand. Close. At least we get to hold up Fluster here if we want. And then next turn we just have Bog online if needed. This is fine. Spirit Guide. I do want to hold up 2 mana for the Elvish Reclaimer. So I guess I could just go Spirit Guide Hex Mage here. Oh, it's Spirit Guide Scrying to find Dark Depths, and then use Reclaimer to either get Thespian Stage or Bojuka Bog, depending on what happens. Cabal Therapy was naming Vampire Hex Mage. So at least here, if we get to untap, we get to just hold up Dark Depths with Urborg. And Nature's Claim on this. Interesting. Well, I'll sack it for a green. And then I think the plan is just go for a stage here instead of going for Bog. Yeah, nice. No changes with boarding. Just gonna run this back. They didn't see Leyline in game 2 either, which is nice, so maybe we can get them with Leyline this game. But seeing the Nature's Claim is interesting. I'm gonna mulligan this. Doesn't have really anything going for it. Again, just too reactive. Especially with Cabal Therapy, once they know about it. Leyline, okay. Keep Leyline, Urborg, Mana Confluence. And then maybe, yeah, so keep... Put 2 cards on the bottom. I think it is just Thoughtseize and Fluster. Nice. That's Leyline for you. I do have an inside joke going with turn 1 Leyline wins because it just is a card like that that just gains you so much advantage against some of the decks that just can't beat Leyline. But Dredge seems like a pretty good matchup for a deck with main deck Bojuka Bog, Crop Rot. Alright, 1-on-1. Would be interesting to see how Depths would go with just black-green, with like main deck Abrupt Decays and some other utility. This is pretty sweet. Turn 1 scrying. Into stage. Yeah, haven't seen too many. Even the flusters, like I could definitely see just the hand disruption being enough against the decks that we played against. The question is, do I want to play the Thespian stage this turn off the Sylvan Scrying and show it against like a Wasteland deck? Or go with something else? I think I'm happy to. I'm going to use a Lotus Petal as well. I might use the Spirit Guide here and then hold up the Petal and Stifle. I don't mind that. Looks like we're up against a Force deck. Ponder. Drop. Okay, probably Rug. Pretty good. Okay. Well, that's something. Just gonna make it now. I guess I don't need to because of the Stifle. But I guess now they know about the Elvish Spirit Guide. I think I'm just gonna make it now. Keep this one. I mean, if they have days for the Stifle on, like, Oko or Caracas, and they have it. But at least I'm putting them in a position where they have to have it. See what they do with the Ponder. It's going to be tough because, of course, Oko costs 3, so they can't cast that now. Maybe they have like a main deck Vapor Snag that can get it, but otherwise it's tough. Like maybe block with the Insectile Aberration. They chose not to shuffle, so they must have something. Chose to not shuffle. Definitely blocking. Hey Ramar, welcome. Hope you're well. What can they have? Just Delver isn't out? Thoughtseize. Happy to attack first. And then see what they have. They could have hidden Oko. They did keep the Ponder. Chain Lightning Force, Preordain. I guess we take the Preordain, because if their out is Oko, then they have to draw into another blue source to actually force the Stifle. So thankfully, I think this is just it. Misty. Oko's fine. Nice. Rug. Rug. Probably something like 2 Decay, 2 Fluster. I must keep closing toms. Okay. I believe it's Fluster and Abrupt Decay. Rogue Delver, 2 Abrupt Decay, 2 Fluster, and then Not of this World Spirit Guide out. Yeah, nice and clean, which is pretty cool. Not of this World, Ever Spirit Guide. Cool. Luckily, this version doesn't have to play around Submerge, which is nice, so Not of this World, not too relevant, especially instant speed. Maybe Vapor Snag is a card if people are, you know, used to playing against Rainbow Depths now, but otherwise it's pretty hard to deal with. Rug, a pretty interesting one. Obviously you have some nice outs in early Disruption, and then just Wastelands are really good. Dreadhorde allows them to filter through their deck pretty quickly with Ponder and Brainstorm. Daze can be relevant. Force can be really good, especially on cards like Crop Rotation. I guess Daze is probably the biggest blowout because it's not really 2-4ing them. I don't mind this hand. I like that it has removal. It also kind of has the combo in Scrying or Rotation. And then 1 piece in Stage. Another Petal. I think my headphones just ran out. Let's change this source. Properties. Nice. Hopefully you guys can still hear me and music. This is an interesting one. I don't mind Confluence. Play out the Petals, play Thoughtseize, and then the following turn I can play Stage and hold up the combo. It's probably just Daze that I don't care about here, so I think it's just the Ponder. Cast this. And then I could Library. Pretty happy just to see what they hit. Nothing. Flooded Strain, cool. That book's nice. They're just going for mandrills here? Definitely looks like it. Okay. Alright. Now they have to daze this crop, so we'll see if they actually do it. And even if they do, we get to pay with it with stage, untap, play Urborg, and then abrupt decay the Oko, which is really nice. We know about these two, so I think here I'm happy to play around Wasteland by making it now and not play around Oko. Like land Oko being the two other cards that they have. This also means next turn we can scrying if they keep the Delver back. Get step. Oh no, we can't because we need another mana. A bolt. Okay, that's not going to do it. Yes, we know their hand. Mandrills is fine. Come on, crop rotation. One time. Urborg. I don't believe they have an out. So they can bolt me and swing for 4, which puts me down to 7. And then they have another bolt. So maybe like triple bolt is their way out because it's 9. So if I actually use the mana confluence too, it puts me in range of 3 bolts and Hooting Mandrills. So I think I just don't use that. Now they have to keep up the food as well, unless they drew into something. No, they just have Bolt as the last card. Okay. They could take me off the Confluence. Ah, this is actually pretty interesting because they have lethal if I swing here because they have the food. Yikes. MTGO really not liking me today. Makes sense. Grizzly Adams, I'm with you. This is tough. I don't think it's worth thought seeking my opponent here. I think I might just get another Dark Depths here. They want to daze this, that's more than fine. They're going to brainstorm. I guess I can't force a will this. Oh, interesting. Okay. So what do you got? Surely they have something. Oh my gosh, opponent. Ah, no way. We'll take it. We will take it. I guess that's the rug life. I guess that's the rug life. I got no words. I got no words. Yeah, I mean, Sylvan Scrying just winning us the game, which is really nice. That's that was classic. Ay, ay, ay. Can you guys hear a USB entering and then disconnecting and then connecting, disconnecting? Because if you can, it's this, and it's really annoying. It's the charging cable for my headphones, which I'll have to take back. But if it moves slightly, it like makes the disconnect like doo-doo-doo, and then it goes doo-doo-doo. You can hear it? Oh, I feel like my headphones just fully... Yeah, let's just do this. All right. How does that sound with my voice and music? Hopefully the levels are okay. Hopefully the music's not too loud and you can't hear me. But hopefully it's not too soft that you can't hear it. Hey, Disappointing Salad. Thanks for the follow. What makes a disappointing salad? I would love to know. Probably no Capskin. I'm a pretty good Capskin fan. Pretty big Capskin fan, sorry. So I think that's probably the biggest one. Up against Taki. This is a pretty sweet hand. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. Has a bunch of everything, which is nice. Misty. What is Capskin? Capsicum. Apologies. Reclaimer. Okay. I don't mind Duress first. I'm gonna play... actually... I'm going to Urborg like this without playing around Daze because I'd rather Spirit Guide the Daze than show the pedal. Ah, it's going to be a Shardless deck. Interesting. Well, pretty happy to take the Violent Outburst, but then they have the Shardless Agent online. It might just be the Force Negation that I care about here. And then just pass? I wonder if they're playing Hand Disruption or not. Because next turn I can play the Depths and then play 2 lands to give me crop rotation access. I also kind of have it next turn. I could just play the Reclaimer, which is nice, off the pedal. And then next turn we get to go Dark Depths, float 2 mana, Spirit Guide away the Urborg with crop rotation, get Thespian Stage, and then attack. So I don't mind playing the Reclaimer. Shardless, sure. Cool. Tibalt. Okay. That's fine. Oh wow, it can stifle me now? Is that what just happened? It hit my own stifle? I guess we could have see if they tap out here. Rough. I guess they can stifle this, but then we have the 2 mana next turn anyway just to do it. So it's not the worst. This is the first time I've played against the Tibalt deck on depth, so I'm not too sure. Yes, they've exiled Misdirection. And for me, the Stifle. Alright. They hit a Dark Depths. And then for them, they hit a Scalding Tarn. Yeah, sadly not. So I think it is mixed in. So the Simian Spirit Guide was exiled for mana, the Misdirection was exiled to Tibalt, the Scalding Tarn was exiled to Tibalt. So unfortunately that isn't an easy way to show it. Play their own Dark Depths, okay. Happy to take this. Reclaim is fine. Should copy their depths for the meme. Yeah, that's pretty funny. We keep this one. I don't know if they have a main deck out to this. Okay. This is going to be interesting. I'm going to say that Tom's boarding for bug control is pretty similar. Yeah, I guess it is technically correct. Just the Flusterstorms. I don't think Flusterstorm does too much in this matchup, though. Especially seeing they're playing Shardlesses and the Arcane Plea. I kind of want the Needles for the Planeswalkers. I don't mind the Safekeepers, perhaps. Probably better than the Duresses. Yeah, I think Needle is good enough on its own. And then it's probably just something like a Spirit Guide or a Lotus Petal. Does that open to Crop Rot? Sorry, Jas, what are you referring to with opening to Crop Rot? Targeting opponent's Dark Depths? I guess, but I don't think they'll be playing Crop Rotation because they're playing the Cascade effects. So I don't think they really have anything below. I think this is fine. We'll see how it goes. I do need a fast hand, and this is definitely fast mana. It has some interaction with Thoughtseize, but that's about it. I don't mind this because it does have the Dark Depths at least, so it turns on Crop Rotation, Sylvan Scrying, Vampire Hexmage. Yeah. So we'll keep this. Opponent went to 6. Let's Scrying. That's pretty nice. Confluence Thoughtseize. Maybe the play was even Sylvan Scrying for something else. Oh, wow, okay. Interesting hand. Happy to take the Brazen Borrower. And now I could Scrying here, but I think I'm going to wait. Just use less of my free mana and keep that in hand. I'm trying to think what Misdirect does against us, Tom. Maybe there is something that I'm missing. City. Scrying. For stage and play stage. And then just pass. Dispute's interesting as well. Oko. Oko's okay. A little bit annoying, but... at least we can kill it next turn. Crop Rot. I'm not too sure how big Wasteland is here, and if I should keep Crop Rot up for Wasteland on like Caracas, if that's in their 75, or if I should hit this Trop, because I know they have Misdirection and Mystical Dispute in hand. And one other card. I'm assuming they're not playing Caracas because they're not playing a lot of the cheap cantrips to find it. So I don't mind cropping here to keep them off an extra way to get Tibalt onto the field through a 3-drop. And now I can still go for Dark Depths at the end of their turn. This also makes it a little bit awkward if they want to do something and hold up the food, which I'm not sure if they can. They already showed Borrower. Yeah, that's very true. Alright, what do you got? Hey, Force of Phil, welcome. Okay, they didn't. Okay, cool. Yeah, Borrow is sweet because it is a way that they can interact without having a lower CMC card, so... Interesting, because I guess if they had something, it would be pretty rough. Didn't really have much else to go off, just 2 other lands in hand. But thankfully Tom's in chat, so he's... I can feel his presence, and it's helping me get through this. I still can't believe that Rug Delver. Very happy with that outcome. Because that was going to get tough, especially if they found an Oko or some sort of bounce spell for the 2020. Mandrills and the Bolt were just goodbye. Alright. Hopefully we can finish this off on a high. Up against Wizard Pastor. Mana's not there. Santa has a bit of everything, but doesn't really have a plan, which is kind of tough, so I'm going to mulligan this, which luckily this deck has some pretty good mulliganing decisions, and this is a pretty good one. So I'm going to keep this and bottom the second Urborg. And I'm not too sure if I do want to go Needle first. I think Inquisition into Needle is just... It obviously gets blown out by the Wasteland plan, but if my opponent is on something else, then maybe I can, you know, Inquisition of Swords, but Needle and Oko, which is kind of cool. Okay. We have the Needle for the Wish Claw, which is nice, so I think just taking the Brainstorm here is fine. And then, even if we draw a multicolored land, we can hold up Stifle as well. Because the Brainstorm just really hurts them. Now they really just have mana and a Wish Claw. And if they want to play a turn 1 Wish Claw, that's more than fine, because we have the Needle. Alright. That's more than fine. Hey Drizzle, thanks for the follow. Let me know where you're from. If you play Legacy, what do you play in Legacy? I don't mind depth first here over the stage, because if we draw into a Hex Mage, I can then hold up. I don't think there's any reason to hold up a mana next turn. I don't think there's a draw that I really need, because it's only going to be one draw. I don't think here there's a difference between playing the stage and the depths, because my draw next turn, if it's Hex Mage, I get to hold up a mana instead of just holding up 3. Depths first. Yeah, that's very true. Depths means that it's in play at least, which is pretty good off the Echo lines. Wishclaw. Nice one, Tom. I like that a lot. Petal, that's fine. Land, cool. 2 cards in hand, one is Bloodstained Mire. Petal, okay. Now we get Hold Up Stifle as well, which is pretty sweet. Which I'm probably not going to show my opponent. I'm going to try to maybe just act like we're on a green-black deck. Yeah, okay. Flusters, nice. Oof, nice. Surgical and Leyline is interesting, but I think these are probably the big 4. Let's have a look. Wishclaw, they didn't really show anything that makes me think this is either Ant or Tess. Hey Nathan, a huge thank you for the 3-month sub. Very much appreciated. Hope you're well. Are you still on Blue-White Show and Tell? And if so, how's it going? Surgical Leyline, collect Oof, Fluster. Okay. Just got out of hospital? Well, I hope you're okay. And if you are, I hope you recover well as well. Gonna stream soon? Very nice. Needles. None of this world, scrying. Hey, well, welcome home. Hopefully, yeah, 2021 is a better year. A lot more opportunity. Reclaimer. And Spirit Guide? Step book. Step. Actually, sorry. Step's pretty good. Yeah, that's fair enough, Tom. That's a really good consideration. Interesting hand. It does have Dark Depths, and it does have the mana that I need. My opponent has kept their 7. Having the Depths is really nice, and obviously all the mana in the world that I need, but... yeah, I think it is nice, especially if they're on just like one Thoughtseize into try to go off. LED LED starts are pretty okay, interesting. Oh, okay. I'll probably just like depths into petals here, because it means that if we do echo, for some reason, that I do at least get to keep up double fluster. I mean, this also signifies just crop rotation into Thespian stage, which is kind of nice. I could be really aggressive there and fluster the Brainstorm, but I think I'm happy to keep it. Brainstorm definitely makes me feel like they're one card off and they're just trying to dig for it. Yeah, Stage was a really nice draw as well. Because it means we could Flusterstorm this turn, and then just next turn still have the combo with mana. And even Flusterstorm. 3-4, and then the Gemstone. Hey Eli, are you liking any new cards from the new set? I know you were trying out... I think you were trying out maybe Jund Goblins with a new card. But I'm not sure what it was. Masked Vandal. Oh, that's very cool. Yeah, that's fair enough. I feel like over the past few weeks, I've definitely been taking out too many collector oofs for my liking. It's a 1/3. Interesting. Oh, it's a changeling. Okay, that's cool. I guess that mean it could be, you know, like a 2/4 against Merfolk sometimes, I guess. Test confirmed? Yeah, this is going to be interesting if they have something for the end step. No. Three cards for my opponent. Oh, they're going to Veil now. Okay. Well, I kind of got to fluster this, unfortunately. But then they can just pay for it, right? So I think if this Veil resolves, I lose. So I think what I have to try to do is just fluster them on this Veil to kind of tap them out. Unfortunate. Yeah, it's very true. They might not think about the second fluster. Two cards. I assume it's like a ritual and maybe an... It wouldn't be Adnors. Maybe it is like an Echo in hand because of the LED in play. Ritual and Wishclaw? Yeah, okay. Because they have access to a fair amount. Interesting. Is this just Burning Wish? I guess they could get Thoughtseize here and then do an Echo line. So if they get Thoughtseize off the Burning Wish and Thoughtseize us, and then have an Echo left with LED, they get to recoup. And then they have 1/2 mana, which is weird. You let this resolve? They get Echo. Oh, they're just going for an Echo line? Okay, well that makes it a little bit easier. Second Fluster's brutal. So they have an out with one card? No. Cool. The old 1/4 into 4/1. Nice. I'm happy I did the second league. But yeah, really fun. I really enjoy this deck. Especially as a way to go a little bit under some of the Valakut decks. Obviously the game there was pretty funny where we had the combo online and we didn't respond to Tibalt's tick up and they hit our Stifle, which was pretty cool. But yeah, sweet deck. Always have fun playing with this. So a huge thank you to Tom for putting the time into actually getting the list together, and also the sideboard guide, which really helps, which I'm a huge fan of. But that is me. That is me for the day. If you guys want to find me on YouTube, you can find me here. I have started doing YouTube exclusive content, so if you do like this content, definitely subscribe if you like. And yeah, go from there. If you want to find me on Twitter, you can find me here. You can also find me in the Green Sun Zenith, which new content should be coming out this weekend, just a monthly Mav. Let me see who else is streaming. We'll open one case. Actually, we have these to open, which is kind of cool. I don't think there's anything good in these. As I said, that Tinderwall shows. Of course, that's good. Thanks, Lucky. Thanks, Tom. Thank you very much for being around. Sage Eye Avengers. All right, one chest, one little chest. There we go. 20 play points and a fumarole. Not the worst. Skull Clamp. Does anyone know anyone playing Legacy right now? Ha! Open all. Yeah. These might be doing something else. Oh, actually, I don't think I've ever had 40 qualifier points either, which is kind of cool. So that's nice. You're starting soon. I think Mo Panda is. Mo Panda, nice. Alright, a huge thank you once again. My name is Zooks on Twitch. I'll be back next Thursday night, I believe. So we'll see how that goes. But until then, enjoy your weekends, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.